Welcome to this class. Today is day 3 of our class, and it's awesome being here again. Now, for day 3, before I proceed, let me do a quick review. On Monday, we had the first web page, which is here. We had our first web page, and the result is amazing. That's icon, our favicon, and of course, we have been able to work with section, the header, the list, both the ordered and the unordered list. So before I proceed, let me quickly clarify something. For Wednesday class, so many of us are having challenge with the creation of folder. With the addition of image, and that is due to the fact that we are making a mistake around here. Look at my work now. This is my CSS file. This is my image file. Folder rather, and this is my JavaScript file folder. And here I have my web pages. So any image that is here, we can see I've added more images because I can keep adding it on and on like that. So any image that is here is what you are going to use on your coding here. That's why you are going to use for your coding. If the image is not here, you cannot use it, and you should be sure that the image is rightly placed in this folder. That is number one. Then number two, when you open the image like this, you should be sure of the extension. This one is JPG, this one is GIF, this one is a GIF file, this one is GIF file. So you should add the right extension. If, for example, now you don't know, you are not comfortable with the extension, you are seeing this PNG, you can convert it to the right extension that you want. I hope we understand that part now. So add the right extension, because for today, I'm moving to today's class now. Quickly, I'm moving to today's class now. For today, what we are going to be doing is a step higher. A step higher. So for today now, I have rearranged the modules, the content for the 3. We are going to be looking at div, what is div and what is used for. We're going to be looking at how to create a table. We're going to be looking at how to create a contact form. Then we'll link our website together by creating a navigation bar. That's the meaning of nav bar. Then we'll add a footer. Then we'll link our website to an external web page. Your task for today will be a video, not the picture you guys are sending. You have been doing fantastically well. I can be mentioning them, but I don't want to do that. And of course, after Friday's class, I'm going to be showing us these are our scorecard. Yes, these are scorecard here. I'm going to be showing it to us. Everybody will see where they belong. If you are good, I will list our names here. If you are good, you see your name. If you are bad for the first few classes, and I'm probably sending it to Daddy and Mommy. So I want you guys to take this very, very seriously. So let's go to the class properly. Yes, we'll start now. Today we're going to be creating 2 additional web pages. So at the end of today's class, you should have 4 web pages. In Wednesday class, I told you that you should create another page of about us. Only that some of us are lazy with this page, just don't want to add many things. And when you create this page, you should remember to include this your favicon. Just copy your favicon link, bring it here, drop it down and paste it. You understand? Just copy and paste. That is all. It's just a copy and pasting, because everything in your head section must be the same for all your websites. Sorry about that. Everything on your web page everything on the X section of your website must be the same for all the web pages. So this will be about us for my homepage. I just copy some random text here. I expect you to be able to have created so many things about yourself. So now we are creating yet another page. Go to file as usual, new file, and we are going to save it. I'm going to save it as our Maybe let's call it catalog. I'm calling my own catalog because that is where I want to list my price. You can decide to call your own price page. You can decide to call your own order page. Anything you feel like calling it, it's your choice. I want to call my own catalog dot html. It's very important that you add that .html. Then upon doing that, you save. Then when you save, just go back to this place. Then copy everything here in the S section. Just copy everything in that S section. Back, place it here. Copy everything in the S section of your home page. This part. Do not copy the entire page. Copy just the S section and place it here. Then you can drop it down so as to have your uh, yes, it's closing the tag for us, but that's not what we want. We want the body here, the body section. Yes, so you can just drop down on that. Yeah, we are ready to insert whatever thing we want to insert now. So let's now go back to our outline. The first thing we want to see is how to use the div tag. Okay, let me explain this for us. The div tag. I think I put it here. Sorry, please. Okay. Not there yet. I just want to use it. I promise to send you guys this, so don't worry, don't bother. You all have it. This is a good guide to starting up as you guys are doing now. So, okay, this is your deep dive. Okay, using the div tag, I hope you guys can see it. Using the div tag, the div tag is a generic container for content. As a pure container, the div element does not inherently represent anything. It is used to group content so that it can be easily styled using the class or the ID attributes. What's the meaning of this grammar? Let's go back to something you guys are familiar with. Let's go back to our code and let me show you something you guys are familiar with. That we talked about. Go back to your home page. We talked about section. Section and div, they are almost the same thing. You can class a section, you can class a div. Let me just erase that so that I will not scatter the work. They are like a container, more like a folder. When you put series of paper, whatever thing you label that folder is, affect everything inside that folder. It's just the same way. So when we get to styling now, let's say for example, I want to style this entire section, the male designer, the female designer, and everything. I want to style them together. I can just place them in a single div, just like this, at the beginning of where they are. Just get it, div. Then move the closing tag. Move the closing tag. You cut, Ctrl X. Just take it to the end. What I've just done here is that, let's say I want to now add colors and everything. By the time I'm adding color to this one, it affects everything inside a particular div. So I can name this div now, maybe class. Then it's going to ask me the name of the class. Maybe I can call the name of the class Where's. And now on this my web page I can have a section for font. I will call that one div class equals font. So the meaning is that when you have a div, the div is the holder of the entire thing inside. You can have a div inside a div inside a div inside a div. It go on and on like that. But the main purpose, as is stated here, is just for the sake of when you want to style your web page, when you want people to see what you are doing, when you want to add color to it. I've told us about CSS before, the styling, the cascading style sheet. So when you want to add that one, you want to make your website look attractive. That is what it did for that is, and I just applied. You can see there is no part of the body section that you cannot apply the header, the H1, whatever. You can see the example they gave here. And of course, look at this icon. I want you guys to try it out. Button. You see how it's going to work out. I'll be using it very soon anyway. Contact form. Yes, contact form. But you can pause right now. Just try that and see what will happen. Okay, so that's that about the div. Now let's now go to our catalog page. Let's go to our catalog page, and yeah, this is our catalog page. Now, what we want to do here now is to create. We are creating from our next section, and we are creating a table. You need to learn how to create a table. You need to learn how to create a contact form. So we are creating a table. How do we create a table? Let's go back to our guide. Of course, that will help us in creating a table. I will explain some things there that will be making use of, so that you not just what's this thing that Mr. Shencko is doing? What's this thing that Mr. Shencko is doing? Okay. This is creating a table in HTML. A table is defined using the table element. You create a table using the table element. You can have any row multiplied by column table. It depends on how you want to place it. Now, these are the elements that are needed. You have to open the tag with the table tag, then you have the table data, you have the table row, and you have the table header. Those three things are used like this. Let me zoom that so that I can see clearly. I hope you can see it. This is the table tag. You open it and you close it after you have inserted the entire content of the table. Now, this is the table row. Each row is whatever thing you want to add there. Then you have the table header, then you have the table data. So now let's try and apply same on our own new page that we just created. That new page we are about to create. Let's apply the same thing there now. Okay. Now off we go. I want to create my table. Now, based on the website I'm working on, I sell wares. The table I want to create right now is the table of my wares. So it's gonna go like this. Table. It's just bring it down. Now going back to this, if you did not forget, the next thing that follows is the table row. What I mean by table row is this row, line by line. We have the topmost, followed by this one, followed by this, So we're going to apply the same to our own. See how that's my first row. I have brands. Yes, I have brands. Then pardon me. My first row, I want to have about 4 columns in this first row. I want to have about 4 columns. Then I'll insert the table head one after the other. The first one is brand. Okay. The second one is the next table head is maybe for example size. Then the next one is I want to indicate whether it's for those of you that you are comfortable with Jumia. Sorry, for those of you that are comfortable with Jumia, you might have seen it before. Whether it's cheap from abroad, or or not cheap from abroad. Cheap. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Then lastly, I want to indicate whether we are in stock or out of stock. Stock. Okay, that's my first row. I have 3 columns there. Then I just jump here. The next row here. That's the way you keep going and going. The next row now here. For my TR, you have to bring it down as well. My first brand. Now you don't use table head again. Now you start using table data because you are now filling those things one after the other. My first data now, Nike. You fill in everything under that category. Size. You'll be using what you have at the top now to fill in this one. So I might say I have 34 to 45. That's the size I have, so that people can know. Okay, is it cheap from abroad or not cheap from abroad? Table data. Did I ship it from abroad? Yes, Nike. It's cheap from abroad. You know that it's not a bank. Okay, then do we still have the stock or not, or we don't have the stock again? Oh well, of course I have the stock anytime any day come out patronize. That's the first one. And you do the second one, another table row. What's the next branch? Let's do Abba made. Come on, patronize Nigerian people. I know you guys doesn't like Nigerian people. For me, I love made in Nigerian things, so I've been confused about made. Size. Oh, sorry, this one should be DD. We just make the adjustment. It should be the data now that we're working with. DD. Yeah. All sizes. Come on, it's Nigeria. Nigeria is the best. And you guys will say, Mr. Shencko, don't worry, Nigeria is the best as far as that goes. The next one is it cheap from above? Never cheap from above. DD. No, we are not shipping anything from abroad. Do we still have stock? Come on, it's Nigeria made, always stock. Yes. Then let's just add one more. Okay, I think it's a mistake here. I'm supposed to have a TR at the top. TR. Close it and bring it down. So it automatically puts by itself. So let's have the last one now. How do you guys get the way the table is being made now? Bring it down. What other design do you guys like? You guys like a bushy, so let me help you push for that. Come in. CD. Once you just understand what I'm doing, you can just go with it yourself. You have Gucci. Understand? Next, size. Gucci, you don't buy that. So We don't have too much size. We only have size 33, 84, and 85. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Then you do the G from above. Of course, they are G from above. Yes, they are G from above. Now, finally, the D again. Are they stuck? No, they are finished it. No, so that's it. Just save. Once you save, then right click, open in browser, and let's see what we have. Look at this. You can see my table. You can see my table. That's it over there. Brand, size, shift, stop. That's my table. That is my table. Now, what we are going to do now, when we get started, to make this thing look very interesting, because of one thing that we have placed there. We have placed a div there. Where is it? The table now, to make it very easier to start later, you can put it inside a div. Div, close the tag, then come to the end. Yeah. Later, when we get it, you can give it a name. Class. That's how you name a div, of course. Catalog. Yeah. So I'm going to make use of that later when we are doing styling. So that's how to create a table. That's how to create a table. You just save with front rest. Everything you do, make sure you save with front rest. That's your table. Now, let's create another web page. Just copy everything from here, from this section upward again. Copy. So create another table. Create another table. Sorry, another web page rather, Control N. Save that. We are saving it. You want to call it contact us. Contact page. You can call your own contact, or you can call it contact page. Just ensure you put HTML. Now let's look at before we forget now, so that the code will run. Yeah, the body, the close tag of the body must be there always. Now I want to create a form. How do they contact you? So you can put that one in div as well. You can name it, yes, class contact. The more you play with all of these things, the more you understand what you are doing. So it makes it work easier. So now let's look at contact form. Contact form. How it's being done. I will explain something to us, then we move. Okay. Sorry. Is our contact form. Now you can see the sketch, the wiring. Now, when you want to create the contact form, it's a way that you've been seeing some website before. They will ask you, give us feedback. And the same way you have feedback on any app you download on Play Store. It's the same contact form, only that it was coded on app. So now we're doing it for the website. Now, HTML has form elements. It has a form element, and you have an input. That is why I asked some of you to create that tag. And thank God you guys did very well with it. The only thing that many of you did not have is this button symbol. So we're going to put everything together now. And this is what we're supposed to have. We define it. For those of you that you've created a text box already, it should not be a problem. Only that here now you can decide what you want in each layer. You can decide what you want in each layer. So now let's go and create our own contact form. Let's create our own contact form. Okay. So we want to start the creation of our contact form. The first thing is to actually, just like it's being stated here, want to open form tag. That's very, very necessary. Form. Boom. Now bring it down. Then after, I'm doing this so that you guys can follow me one at a time. You can create it. Look at it. This is a div here. I hope I'm showing you my screen. Let me be sure of that. Where am I? Okay. I just want to be sure I'm showing you guys my screen. Okay. Look at this div here. This div I highlighted here. Then look at another div here. You can see that the div inside the div. So for example, now if you understand my definition of div now, you can start this div and it will affect everything there. But if you start this div, but if you start this one now, it won't affect these ones because this one only contains this. I hope you guys understand now. I hope you can relate now. If you style this, it only affects this. But if you style this, it affects everything here. So we are working with this. So the label under this D for our form is name. That means we want to have an input text box that will contain the name, and the name must be the username. So we're just going to write it out as it is. Now let's take it back to our code and work. Okay. Like I said, the first thing is to define. You can choose to put it in a div. You can decide not to put it in a div. For me, I don't want to put it in a div. I will just go for my label and do everything together. So, okay. To make it look neater, let's put it in a div separately. The first div, the second div, the third one, and the fourth one is the button symbol. You understand? The button symbol. Okay. The first one now is to label. We create a div here. Inside that div, label. So it's going to ask us what we want to put in that label. Label for what? Label for name. For name. So we will now define it here that it's a name. Sorry, my bad. Name. That is the label of that thing. Then you will now define the input, what you want there. Input. That will define that. Here, because we are having a name, the text, the input type must be a text. The identity is for a name, and the name is the username. So you can do the same here. The type must be a text. If you put number here, if you type name here, it will not work. Yes, it will not work. Then you have user name. That's it. You just come here and create the next one. You can create phone number. It's not a big deal. You can create anything you want. You can go to website and look at their div content, and look at their what's it called content. The form content, and use it to create your own label. Now, I want to create a phone number. Phone number. So I will define what my label is for number. Of course, this one now will be input. Input. The type must be number. This one will now be phone. Sorry. Phone number. That's it. Then you can create email address. You can create anything of it. As a matter of fact, you can actually copy and paste and just edit. You understand? So let's save. Okay, sorry, the button symbol. Okay, let me explain this button symbol. Look at this div now. The button. When you have this div for button, it's a way to submit your message. So instead of using the normal label, you are going to use the button symbol for it. So now let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Uh, Label. Okay, I think before that we should have the message. Yeah, the message label or message, and the label is for message. You can have it in full, you can have it abbreviated. It doesn't matter. Input. Because we are having a bigger thing to write here, so it's going to be a text box. It's going to be a text box that we are placing here, just like this. Here they are email. We are not using email. Okay, instead of input here, rather we are using text area. Text area. Yes, we have text area. So let's just erase this. Let's just erase this. And for text area, we ID it to be for message, and the name will not be message. Then finally, our the last the I hope all these things here will be okay. Sorry. You should be sure that there is no div left out, please. You should be sure. You can see the way I'm double checking, just ensure that there are no div left unchecked. Then we have the div for the button, just button. We also give the attribute of the button to be what we submit. Submit. Here you can put that same submit, and that's it. Make sure you save Ctrl X, and after that, open in browser. Let's see what we have here. This is it. That is it. Don't worry that it's matching together. When we start the styling, that's the function of this div. By the time you start, they will separate themselves. They will look so nice. You can increase the size and all. So that is it. That is how you create a form. Your form can be longer than that. You can have as many things. You can even include radio button, whether you want to include male or female, you can do that. That one you can search that in your HTML code play. In your HTML code play, you can search that out. Or better still, you can go to W3 Code School how to do whether you want to identify whether the person is a male or a female. I don't want to teach you guys everything. You understand? So I save and we are good to go. Now the next thing we want to do is where is our guideline? The next thing I want to do is linking web pages together. That is adding a navigation bar. We have about 4 web pages now. So how do we link them? Like when you click on one, it will take you to the other one. You understand? Okay, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Okay. This is my let me see. This is which website can I use now? Help me. Okay, W3 postcode. Let's use the one that is actually good for us. Okay. When you click on this CSS, it takes you to CSS. When you click on this, it takes. And if you observe something that when you over on any of them, what I mean by opening is you take your mouse on any of them, there is something at the bottom here that keeps changing. Yeah, you can see that thing keep changing at the bottom. So if you click on home, it goes straight to home. That is a linkage. If you understand, that is a linkage. That is actually a linkage. So how do we do this? How do we also achieve this on our web page? That is what we want to look at. Now, it's going to take us to this part. This part is called the footer of your web page. When you click on this one now, it takes you to a Facebook account. You are click on this one, it takes you to Instagram account. We are supposed to be able to do that as well. And that is what we have here. Linking external web pages. That is, from this your web page now, you should be able to link up to your Facebook account and it will open live. From here, now you can see that we have 4 web pages and each of them are standing separately on our web page. So how do we now link the 4 of them? We have the home page, we have the catalog page, we have the about. How do we link the 4 of them together so that when we click on one, it will take us to the next one? How do we do that? Helping us with that, let me show us this. Okay, let me show us this. Okay, this is it. Look at this. Here we also have 4 web pages. So when you are linking a web page together, this means that we can only link the pages that are the example used here is for this one. Now, what they are trying to tell us here is that you can only link together the web page that are together in that same folder. You remember the folder we created? They created a folder called Code Lagos. I created a folder called Shencko Stores. So you guys have created your own folder. You can only link together those files inside that particular folder. If you link the one that doesn't contain, there is no content inside the folder, you get this error 404. So what is the code to link them these days? And let me explain the meaning of this code. Sorry. The meaning of this code. Here it is. It's called the anchor tag. The anchor tag. This A is closed, is open and closed. But inside of it, there is an attribute. This attribute is the reference link of the anchor tag. So this A now is holding this reference. Then here you put the link and you give it a name. That is how it is. You can see the example here. A ref index. So when you do this now, you're going to copy this code to all your web pages so that from page A, you can go to page B. From page C, you can come to page A. From page B, you can go to page C, and on like that. So since we have 4, let's try and create our own as well. Let's try and create our own as well. I'm going to be using our own page to create it. Okay, this is our home page. That's what I'm using. And I'm going to place it at the top of the entire thing. You know you want to have it there. As time goes on, I'll see show us how we can link image to it. But for now, let's just do this. Okay, I'm going to place it in a div because of when we're going to be styling it, of course. Div. And that div, we call class. Because of what is called nav bar, navigation bar. That's just the meaning. No special paparazzi navigation bar. Now, let's start creating our nav bar. It's very, very simple. You just look at the way it's being done here. You start inputting them one after the other. Sorry. The anchor tag. automatically it's going to ask you what you want to do. Now we have, just look at the top here, keep copying this name one after the other. The first one we want to have is about us, but make sure you copy it the way it appears. About us dot html. Then what's that one about? I want to name it about. Oh no, let's start with the first one actually. Don't delete this one, you don't have to delete this one. Just start with the first one actually. Yes. Like I said, you ensure that you write it exactly the same way. If you write it with a letter missing, it won't work. That is home. Yes. Now the next one is our catalog. Our catalog. So catalog. Yeah. Catalog.html. Then it's going to ask us to give it a name. Catalog. Let's remove that. Okay, and the last one is that will be contact page. Is the reason why you want to save those things with short names so that you can just quickly type it. Contact page dot html. Please, it is case sensitive. It is case sensitive. So I want to call this one now contact us. Let's save. I've saved Ctrl S and I open my browser to check my Shencko store homepage. This just reload. You can see. Now let's perform a magic. I am not going back to that place. I'm only click. This is home. This is about. You can see I did not go back to that place to open this one. I just click and that means I've linked it together. This is catalog. You can see this is a contact us. You can see now I want it to appear at the top of everything. Oh sorry, perhaps I didn't share that screen. Sorry. Okay, let me do it again. This is home, which is where I am. If I click on about, let me zoom it out. About, it goes there directly. I don't need to go back to my Sublime Text. If I click on catalog, it goes there directly. If I click on contact us, it goes there directly. So I don't need to keep doing it one after the other. Now, let's go back to our Sublime Text. Let's say I now want to have it on all of my screen. On all of my screen. I just don't want it to be in the home page. I want just copy this entire div. Copy, go to catalog, you load the body section, place it there. Sorry, I guess I didn't copy it. Ctrl Z. Alright. Copy now, copy. Alright. Paste, go to contact, paste, go to about us, just below the body section, please. Paste. Save this one. As we're doing it, just keep saving it. Keep saving it. Then let's go and check out that web page again and see whether a magic has happened or not. Where's that web page? Okay. Home, about us, catalog, contact us. We can move from A to B. That is how you link your web page, guys. I can move from point A to point B. I've linked all of them together. I hope you can see this is fantastic. Now I have a website now. It is no longer a web page, but now I have a website. The only thing that doesn't have is hosting. So I have a web page now. Maybe the elements might not be full enough, blah, 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 blah. Yes, but I have a website now. So guys, you can see this is interesting. This is interesting. You want to do this. Okay, let's go back to our text. Now we want to add the footer at the bottom. Something like I showed you guys here. Let me bring it back again. This. Something I show you guys here. Where is that? W3 Code School. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, here. Something around this region. Copyright. You want to put your own thing too, so that people will know it was developed by you. So how do we do this? How do we achieve this? All right, let's explain it before we run it. Let's explain it. Okay. I need to explain that for you guys. Okay. Footer. When we add a footer to our web page, it's just a way of branding. So when you open the footer tag, you remember I told you guys to work on all these copy, sign, and blah blah blah. And this way it's useful. So when you create the footer tag, you use this to create the art, whatever thing you want to create, and you develop by you. Of course, it's developed by you. You are now a developer. So now let's try and put it on our web page. Okay, let's put it on our web page. Just go to the home page. It's better you do it from the home page so that you just copy and paste. You understand? Footer. Boom. Bring it down. It's a paragraph. So everything you want to put inside that paragraph, you can just, leave it there. So it depends on how you want to write, whatever thing you want to write there. It's your decision. Just write anything there, develop. That's what I want to write there. Then I copy it the same way we did for the navigation bar. You save, of course. You save, please. Take it to your catalog page. Drop it here. Save. Take it to your contact page. Drop it here. Save. Take it to your partners page. Drop it here. Save. Then maybe we'll check our website again and see what we have. Since we have saved. So you can read this one. You see? Developed by me. Let's go down. Developed by me. So developed by me. You should be familiar with this stuff now. The way it appears on the one. So that's it. You are now a developer. So the next thing now is to let's check. So we now want to start and want to link other web pages to it. For example, now let me show you guys this. Where is that my browser? Okay. Is where we are going to I want to link this. I want everybody to come to this place directly from my website. Super cool, right? So I want to be sure it's my account. that I'm linking. This is my web. You can see the web address. So I'm going to copy this one now because I'm making use of the data. So before I copy it, let me explain how it's done. Let me explain how it's done. Okay, let's go to where we have the explanation. Then okay, look at it. It's the same anchor tag, but this time around, the reference point is now the real website address. We are just linking our in-house address, but here now we are linking the real address. Now, if you observe something, there's something like target blank here. What it means is that if I click on this link, it should go to a new tab. You have seen some link that you click before that loads on that very tab, and there's some link that you click, it goes to a blank tab. So that is what it means. When you set this target to blank, it means that okay, once I click on this, take this into a blank page. Then of course we are now merging two things here. Aside from linking it, we also add an image. You know the rules for adding image. You be sure that the image is in your folder, and you know the image type. Then you call that very image. The title, you give the image the title, blah blah blah, a size, and you have it. So let's try it now. Let's try it now. I'm going to be adding my Twitter account, and I'm going to add in my Facebook account. And I want you guys to do the same. Your Twitter account, your Facebook account, your whatever account, as long as it's on your desktop, I want to add it to it. I'm going to be adding my Facebook and my Twitter account. Now let's do this. Guys, let's do this. You know today's class is super cool. It's very, very cool. Okay, this is it. This is my code. I told you guys you do it from the home page. It's very, very better that you do it from the home page, and it's part of your footer content. So what I'm doing right now is to open the A tag. Yes. Here now, I will go back and copy the link to my Facebook address. Here, boom, I place it there. That's the link to my Facebook address. Then after that, what I'm supposed to do is to decide the target, whether I want it here, I want it outside. Target. I'll put blank. Then after that, you will now give it a name. I want to name that thing now. But rather than just giving the name, I want to use an image to name it. So in between these is where I'm putting my image. So I'll go back now to my folder. Yeah, I'm going back to my folder now to look for the right image so that I won't make any mistake. To look for the right image. Now, this is my folder. The name of the image I'm choosing is FB1, and it's a PNG file. FB1, and it's a PNG file. So that's what I'm going to be using right now. Let me go back to my code. Image fb1.png. fb1.png. Okay, with that, I will now give it a title. Title equals base. Title equals Facebook, and I think that should be about it, except I want to change the size of the image. But for now, I'm just leaving the size of the image, because from here you can actually edit the size of the image to see the height and the width, but I'm not doing that for now. So, well, you can actually do it. Height. Let's see, 5. with 45. Save. Let's do the same for Twitter. href. So with this now, I'll go back to copy my Twitter account. This is my Twitter. Just go to the okay. This is my Twitter address. You can see that I've been copied it. You go back. Then place it there. Place it there. All right. Then you fill in just about the same thing for every other thing that we have there. Target blank. Then we now open the image. We open the image source. All I need to do now is to check the name of the image. Where is my Twitter? TW5, and it's a PNG file too. TW5, CW5. Sorry, image /TW5 .png. Then having done that, just give it a title. Title equals Twitter. Then the height as well. Let's make it 45. Width, let's also make that 45. Save, please. If you are done saving, let's go and check out our website now. Let's check it out. Boom. Let me click on it, please. Should I? Can you see what just happened? It took me to my Facebook page live. It took me to my Facebook page live. And let's go back. My reader, can you see what just happened? It took me to my Twitter page live. Guys, that is it. So, in summing everything up, that is just it for today. That is it for today. So let me do a quick recap now. A quick recap of what we have learned so far today. We have seen how we can make use of div. We've seen how we can make use of div. We have seen how to create table. We have seen how to create the contact form. We have seen how to link our web pages. That is the creation of the navigation bar. We have seen how to add the footer. Then we have seen how to link it to an external web page. Now to your task. This time around, your task will be a recorded video. You're going to show me everything that we've done today, especially your 4 web pages, how they are linked together. As you are clicking on it and you are seeing each of them, use your phone to record your screen. Then how your website is able to link from your web page to another web page. So that will be your task for today. And trust me, I will be open to receive so many questions. I'll be open to, because I know today's work now is getting thick. If that's what I want to use. All right, guys, that will be it from me to you. I hope to see your task very soon. Let me come again. Your task is to record everything. You just when you are done with your work, that's what I mean. Let me clarify. Not like you are going to record the entire work. No. When you are done with your work, you have gotten your result, just record your results. Okay, I click, it moved from a page to another page. Then I clicked, it moved from my website to an external website. Thank you guys, and see you with your task. All right.